Hello there, people. I know it's been a day or so, but we're back. We're back. We're better than ever. Because this time around, we're going to check out one of the most terrifying things we can check out. Yes, this is an extreme horror-based level to the point that it's probably going to be one of the most freaky things you'll ever see. Why? Because I'm showing you something that's absolutely jaw-dropping. It is a porch! A wooden porch! Oh my god! I mean, when you think of anything that's absolutely terrifying, the first thing that comes to mind is a porch. Yep. A house porch. Totally terrifying. Porch of Doom. Doom! With the porch now. It's Zelda Doom. Yep, some guy sitting on the porch with a shotgun. And it's Doom! Suddenly, somehow. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't think this guy does either. So, it's all okay. See? So, somebody out there somewhere doesn't know what they're doing. I sure know what I'm doing. And I totally messed this up. 1 second, people. Wait, let's fix this. Yeah, I totally messed this up. And I blame Vorgnets because he had to make me do stuff to make me change all my sins on my bloody computer. Just to play Hudson. Ain't that brilliant? There we are. This should make it work. Let's load it up. And one other thing, actually. Had to fix this. Yeah, Vorgnitz messes up with a lot of my settings when I have to change the streamer mode. Anyway, here we are. Porch of Doom! Doom! It's a porch! A porch of Doom! Doom! Porch! Yeah! I don't even know anymore. Why are we doing this? Why is there a porch? And why are we doing this? Okay. I just picked up a bunch of nails for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But there's a porch here. It's a porch of Doom. We kinda got that through our head right now. That's a nail gun! That makes it a good porch level. Most levels would have a nail gun in it, right? Oh look! This level is basically 2 rooms. The porch, and this little tiny room. Ain't that amazing? In case you want to collect 2 random rockets for some reason and drop in a pit of water. Just to get some yellow armor. Alright, fine. Whatever you say. Hooray for a ridiculously small level that really feels like it would be terrible to actually play with anyone. Like, there's no guns anywhere in the level. At least they tell you come up here and then there's a rocket launcher. Oh yeah, there's a bloody rocket launcher up here. Now I have control over the map because I can pretty much dominate it just by sitting right here or so. Like about here. Where can I kill you wherever you appear? Like, it just allows for too much domination, it feels like. Oh yeah, that'll totally intimidate the enemy. I picked up a double-barreled shotgun. No super nail guns. No thunderbolts. No even grenade launchers. Nope. Just 1 rocket launcher. You know, the reason why DM6 probably worked out well, and it's such a popular level, is because it offers 2 rocket launchers, so like opposite sides of the map. So really you can't control the entire map from 1 location. You have to keep moving. Let's see here. DM2 has 1 rocket launcher only, but it also has a lot of power-ups in that level. It has 2 different areas for red armors, so you really can't control like all the power-ups in the level. Like, there's 1 yellow armor around here, but you can easily like watch it from around here. Like, you really can't move from here to here. It's like, yeah, I guess it's not too big of a deal, but it's just the level's very small. And more likely, by the time the player spawns, you're able just to hunt them down and kill them. Like, whoop-de-doo, he spawned here, whoop-de-doo, now he spawned here, now whoop-de-doo, he spawned over here. It just, yeah. I also believe this level has a lot of corrupt areas you can spawn, as is the case for a lot of these levels, actually. That's the thing, even if you think they're great balanced deathmatch levels, that might just be because I'm not showing the spawn locations. You might actually want to go on the wiki and check out how many corrupt locations there are. Because in these maps there tend to be a lot. And yeah, that kind of makes the entire thing kind of pointless as well, because that means points where you're gonna just spawn where you died and die instantly again. Hooray! Hooray for totally unfair deaths! What a fun time this is. But yeah, it's not the best at all. Like I said, DM6 I really believe it's because of 2 rocket launchers. DM2's probably because of the multiple red armors and the fact that there is a grenade launcher. It's on like the opposite side of the map. So there is that too. It's not, there's multiple explosives on the opposite side of the map. So even if the directional rocket launcher is only in one area, you still have a lot of power stuff you could use elsewhere. DM3 has a rocket launcher, but it has it in a pretty inconvenient location. And it also has a lot of power-ups, like a lot of quad damages and stuff like that. Any level that has a quad damage, you usually can kind of get by. Just because with quad damage, you can kind of kill someone with a rocket launcher pretty easily. So yeah, that's kind of one of the things. If a quad damage exists, there's still a way you can beat someone with a rocket launcher. There's no power-ups here. Yeah. In fact, there haven't really been any power-ups in any of these levels, besides like DMAS10. Like, name another deathmatch level we've seen in this entire pack that has had power-ups. DMAS01, nothing at all. DMAS02, DeCarlo. Trying to think around, but I don't recall any power-ups. Maybe the 100 health or whatnot, and yes, there is 100 health, and there is armor and health and all that. But I'm talking about really like the 3 powerhouses, you know, the pentagram protection, the ring of shadows even, I guess I'll say, and the quad damage. And yeah, no levels really had that, you know. Even DMAS03, like, think the entirety of that lengthy level, I can't think of a single power-up in there. Yeah, none of Gregory and McMartin's levels had power-ups. Isn't that weird? And yeah, the only one I could think of with power-ups was DMAS07, which had 2 on the roof. And honestly, it was right next to the guy with the rocket launcher, so it was totally pointless. That just kind of makes you more powerful. But yeah. There hasn't been any quad damages in any of the levels at all. And if you think about it, that's kind of one of the big things about the original game levels that was kind of popular. Like, what levels didn't have quad damages? DM1? DM1 didn't have any power-ups, and guess what? DM1 is very, very unpopular. And why does everyone seem to copy DM1? It's beyond me! Like, that seems to be the one popular to copy. Like I said, DMAS03 has a lot of power-ups, so that's how it kind of gets by. DMAS04, well, DM4, I keep confusing AS and DM. Hopefully someone can understand what I'm trying to say. But DM4 is... Let's think for a second. What does DM4 have? I believe it has power-ups somewhere. It has rocket launcher on the side area. That's pretty convenient to get to. But then it also has a quad damage near the super nail gun. So yeah, it has 2, and I believe it has a second rocket launcher near the red armor. So 2 rocket launchers, a power-up. Yeah, it's good to go. DM5? I think it has a pentagram, but it doesn't have any quad damages. And oddly enough, even though it has a pentagram, people pretty much say that you're still overpowered if you have the rocket launcher and feel that the level's terrible because of that. So yeah, that's a pretty good example of a level that still had just the pentagram but no quad damage and was unpopular because of that. I think the lesson of thumb here is they really care about two things in these levels. Quad damage and rocket launcher. Have both, you have a good level. Otherwise you have a terrible level. Welcome to Deathmatch. That really is what defines a good level versus a terrible level. According to science. And according to science, all these levels are pretty terrible. In fact, every single one of them is terrible. According to science, it's not me. I have done the math, and the math says it's terrible. What horrible, cynical math we have. But I have to enforce the math and say what it says. Scientists have come forth, studied it horrifically, figured out what was the cause of Aftershock's levels being terrible, and that's what they came up with. Aren't you happy scientists tried figuring this out instead of solving cancer? They could have been trying to figure out how to save mankind! But nope, I figure out why abstract 20-year-old deathmatch levels were not popular. Because that was so important to humanity's cause. Yeah. A cause for a cause! A cause with applause! Anyway, let's see here. What was I thinking of? I was trying to think like... Well... At the end of the day, like I said, even if these were like the greatest levels ever made, you would still have the problem that they wouldn't be popular because, you know, they're in a commercial add-on. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole two-room design. It's better than a one-room design, I guess you could say, but it's one more room than two rooms. And I know what you're saying. 5 rooms is 3 more rooms than 2 rooms! But yeah, it really is when you have like 2 rooms, especially when the second room feels so small. The map just feels really small and it still feels like there's very little to explore. Slightly better than if there was a 1-room map, but it might as well be a 1-room map at this point. That's really the problem here. Anyway, here's a doorway. A random doorway. Has that nice sliding gateway and a teleporter. Somehow I get the feeling this was made by the same guy who made the last... How many levels was it now? Well, I believe he made DMAS10, potentially. And I'm more sure they made DMAS08 to DMAS09. So yeah, this is the 3rd level at least that this guy's made. Because I'll use that the end is near message with the wrong teleporter and the grand gateway, all that fun stuff. So yeah, the lesson here is this guy made a lot of levels. The lesson here is this guy was terrible at making levels, and for some reason someone let him do it. Why do I get the feeling this was the guy who made the 2nd episode? Like, I wouldn't put it past him that this was the guy who made the 2nd episode. Probably. Then again, who knows? Maybe it was the first author and he just was really terrible at making deathmatch levels. Though I'm not sure. Maybe the first episode was well made by Jim Lolo. Who knows? I really don't know. Nobody put credits. Yeah, I totally blame everyone because nobody dared put credits in their bloody levels besides Gregory A. McMartin. Props to him. Everyone else, what were you doing? Or why didn't you put any credits anywhere? Like, I really don't know who made what. And, yeah, that's kind of bugging me. Because I'm dealing with some anonymous nobody making a random level, and now I'm disliking it. And I want to blame him! I want to put blame on him and curse him for making these boring levels. See, we need a name. We need an identity. Until such time, I'm just going to refer to him as Seth and curse Seth for this. Curse you, Seth! How dare you have this level that exists? See? So yeah, we'll just blame him for every single one of these levels. What are we on? Over nearly like 200 levels or so? Something like that. So yeah, curse you, Seth, for making over 200 different levels that are pretty sloppily made. Yeah, the number kind of raised really high due to all of Q2. Every single level in Q2. Yeah, so we have like a big number already. Probably not at past 200 at all. It's gonna be getting up there though. So yeah, curse you, Seth. Anyway, that's that. And next we'll be going to another level. But we'll check that out next time. So yeah, the interesting thing is, so far, besides the first level by Jim Lowe, we haven't had like any breaking in transitional orders. We've been able to go from every deathmatch level to deathmatch level, and that kind of makes sense because Aftershock started out allowing us a gateway to get here. But, you know, it kind of totally failed on the first level of the deathmatch episode to link us to the second one. So yeah, it's kind of awkward. The fact of the matter is that the first level kind of is like totally broken for the rest of it. But if that one hadn't happened, we would have so far had a fully seamless transitional thing to be able to get from level to level. Well, that stinks. But it's there. It's a thing. And at least, luckily, someone will probably look up, the level if they're interested enough and be able to set the proper name in there. It really would take like 2 seconds to really change the level name. But then it's a modified version of the level, and therefore it really probably can't be like traded around or done anything to. Doesn't that stink? It would be a minor change just to make it so this thing actually works right, but yet you couldn't fix it. Yeah, that definitely is a sad thing. Um, it would be definitely nice if like someone could go in there and like modify someone else's work or something like that and release like Fitz versions without like violating hundreds of copyrights on the original owners. But that's sadly the case it is in. And it does make sense because we also want that historical value. We don't want things like people modifying things years later and it be like we're playing the new version, not the old way. But it would be nice. It would be nice, like, to have flawlessly made levels or so, with all, like, the minor bugs or something like that fixed up. Any little minor glitches or so. Maybe someone went in and they got fixed, like, the anomaly with the torch. You could play, like, the old for nostalgia purposes, but it would be nice if there was, like, a nostalgia version of something and, like, the new modified version. It would just make it like a lot more convenient, so just to have like nice refined levels. But sadly that's not going to happen, as I said, because especially with these commercial levels you'd have to deal with a lot of copyrights. And even with people who made their own levels, the fact of the matter is, how do you exactly go around with I saw your level and I saw it was a horribly designed mess, so I want to go in and fix everything that you did wrong and try and make it right? Do I have your permission to do such? How do you just like say that to someone and actually get them to do it? It would definitely not be like the easiest thing. And you'd have to have someone willing to like persist through this or whatnot and deal with it. And once they started it, they would have to, of course, commit to the project. It would make it a very professional atmosphere that would probably end in flame of disaster when it could just be a simple hobby if we didn't have like this whole need to have a ask for permissions in the first place type situation. Um, Kind of like a wiki, I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. Is it'd be nice if there was like some type of Wikipedia-based style whereby other people can basically incrementally edit other ones to basically perfect things. Imagine that. Imagine if like that was how levels were made or so, and we could make things like highly professional levels or so in the end because we built it up from piece to piece or so, and basically everyone worked together to make something. That would be a very interesting design idea, and I think that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, just random brainstorm or whatnot and thinking, but it would definitely solve a lot of these flaws probably of levels. I mean, you'd have a lot of noobs going in and messing things up, but that'd be a thing is then people could learn from their mistakes. They'd see them be corrected, see what they could have done different. It would just be a nice, helpful way to really build it up. And I think really at the end of the day, it's one of probably the best ways to learn. Like, what better way to learn and edit it and then have someone else come in or so and change things up or so because they want to build the level up. You could have like people back in different levels and like build up each one or so, and anyone who has interest could do such. It's just a weird idea, but something that would be really, really awesome to see. But sadly, like I said, with legal permissions and how people are about their own creations, and the fact that it is kind of an artwork created by someone originally, means that we're probably never going to see it like that. Which is a bit of a shame because it would be a really nice way to do it, just to get some really nice perfected levels. Um, but yeah, that's just rambling aside. As I kind of said about the whole level, the Porch of Doom, not really my cup of tea. 2-level room, totally pointless level because it's deathmatch and a pack that we really don't have anyone to play with. So yeah, pointless on every account. You figured as much from the beginning, and I just wanted to give a little brainstorming session. So yeah, thank you very much all for watching. It's been an adventure, and I shall see you all next time.